The right-hander Kip Wells, who started today for the Pittsburgh Pirates, came in having had short outings in his last 2 appearances as a starter, and in fact 4 consecutive no decisions. His biggest problem had been high pitch counts that limited him to 5 innings in one game and 4 1/3 in another. And it was to be the same story for him this afternoon by the time the A's unwound him in the 5th inning with that 6-run frame. The A's seldom were retired in order in this entire series. They were not retired in that fashion at all in the 8 innings in which they batted today. Mark Mulder wound up with an 8-2 record after his 8-inning stint and his 6th consecutive winning decision in his last 7 starts. The A's didn't score in the 1st inning, even though they had a couple of base hits. Mulder retired the side in order in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And as we went to the 4th inning, the A's had gotten on the board by that time. In the 2nd, it was a double by Durazo, the first of his 3 hits that started things off. Bobby Crosby flied out very deep to right center field, where Mateo had to make a good play to retire him. And then that brought up Adam Melhuse, who was in today for Damian Miller, who's coming off that hot streak of 16 RBIs in 6 games. Melhuse trying to find something he can deliver the run with, and hits a little roller to the right side. Charging is Castillo. He bobbles it, can't make a play. Scoring is Durazo, and saved at first is Melhuse. A slow little dribbler past the mound toward the second baseman. Castillo, as we mentioned, had shortened up. He was charging, hoping to make the scoop and throw in the same motion. Never got a handle on it. Everybody's safe. The A's lead 1-0. Scudero followed with a base hit, but then Wells got himself out of the bind with a double play ball off the bat of Eric Burns. In the 3rd inning, Wells gave up a base on balls to Mark McLemore that started his problems. And then Mark Kotsay looped a center field single, one of 4 singles today in his first 4 at-bats for Kotsay. Jermaine Dye walked, and suddenly a bad bind for Wells. Bases loaded, nobody out. And all things considered, he amazingly got out with only 1 run. Scott Hatteberg delivered that one.
Kendall sets up outside. The 0-1 pitch is lifted to left field. Bay going back. That should score the run. Bay is back there to make the catch. McLemore tags at 3rd and scores. The other runners hold. It's a sac fly for Hatteberg, and the A's take a 2-0 lead. So once again, Hatteberg comes through. McLemore scoring. Kotsay holding at 2nd, and Dye holding at 1st.
Wells, for the moment, then stopped Durazo, who grounded to first base, and it turned into a fielder's choice with a rundown of Kotsay between 3rd and home. Runners were at 1st and 3rd with 2 out, but Crosby flied out to right field, and the A's settled for the 1. But Mulder, perfect through 3 innings, had a nice 2-0 lead. Kotsay, besides getting 4 hits today, had himself a field day in center field. Witness Jason Kendall's bid for extra bases to start the 4th.
Mulder delivers. Melhuse sets up away, and the 2-2 pitch is a line drive to center. Kotsay going back into left center, way back, reaches up, makes the catch. Another gem by Mark Kotsay in center field. A racing catch in left center, reaching up the glove, almost a snow cone out there as he robs Kendall of extra bases. Boy, he's something.
Kotsay then tried for, I guess, maybe the impossible on an effort by the next hitter, Jack Wilson.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Line drive left center. Kotsay in the alley goes into a dive, and it's by him, and this rolls to the track. Turning at first, Jack Wilson going to 2nd, rounding 2nd, going to 3rd, and the throw by Scudero is not in time. So Jack Wilson triples to right center, and Kotsay trying to make a miracle catch out there that time.
I'd be surprised that he was aware that Mark Mulder had not given up a base runner or a base hit.
I agree.
And probably it was one that he really didn't have a chance to flag down. Jason Bay came to the plate then with the infield back. He grounded out to 3rd on a good play made by McLemore, allowing Wilson to score and make it a 2-1 ball game. The other Wilson, Craig, came to the plate as the next hitter, up to that point, had not had a hit in the series, but changed that.
Here's Craig Wilson ripping one to left in the corner. If it's fair, it's gone. It's fair, it's gone, and we're all tied up. Right over the 3:30 mark. And it's now a 2-2 tie.
Mateo followed with a base hit, so 3 hits in the span of 4 batters, but then Mulder got Makoviak on a ground ball, and that ended the inning. So the Athletics found themselves all tied up. But again, not for long. It looked like Wells was going to pitch a nice shutdown inning when he struck out Melhuse and Scudero and faced Eric Burns.
3-1 one delivery to Burns. Hit to left field deep. Has he hit another one? Bay is going to watch, and yes, he has. And Burns gives the A's the lead. 3-2 Athletics.
Slow down, Burns. He's making it trot.
Number 8 for Burns.
He sprinted.
So that's 3 in 2 days for Burns. And the A's jump back in front. Solo shot, 3-2 Athletics.
And so Burns got the A's back in front. But again, these things don't last long sometimes. Darrell Ward led off in the top of the 5th inning, had a surprise in store for Mulder. Mulder back in front again with a lead to work with of 1 run now, and he'll face the bottom third of the order. Darrell Ward hammers one to right field. A line drive that's going to go to the steps for a home run. Darrell Ward smokes one to right field, just to the right of the 367 sign. And just like that, this game is retied. And Mulder goes back in the grass behind the mound to think this one over. But in the end, that was the last hit today for the Pirates. And later in the inning with 2 out, Mulder had a sudden loss of control and walked Kendall and Wilson back-to-back before striking out Jason Bay. And those 2 walks were the last base runners for the Pirates, as Mulder, pitching through the 8th and Messier in the 9th, retired the final 13 Pittsburgh batters for the afternoon. But the drama had not played itself out by that time. We had a tie ball game, remember. Kotsay opened with his 3rd straight hit in the A's half of the 5th inning, a shot to deep short on which Wilson made a good play, but his throw at first in the dirt was not held by Ward, and so an infield hit for Kotsay. Then came a pivotal play. Dye hit a high fly to medium right center field. The 2 outfielders, Redmond from center and Mateo from right, just stepped away from it. Some miscommunication. It fell in for a base hit. Runners at first and third. And with the A's this week like a hungry group of piranhas swarming around a prey, that's not a good idea for an A's opponent. And Scott Hatterberg proved why. Swung, line drive, base hit to right field. Mateo makes a quick pickup around third, turning for the plate, cuts on the way, slides, save! And the A's are back in front, 4-3. Scott Hatterberg delivers the go-ahead run. RBI number 38 and 2 for the day for him. And this was turning into another of those feeding frenzies we've seen this week when DeRozzo singled sharply to right, sharply enough that Dye was held at third, so the bases were loaded. And Wells still hadn't achieved the first out of the inning. Finally, he got Bobby Crosby on a punch-out on the inside corner fastball for the first out. And Mel Hughes came to the plate, having gone 0 for 2 and 3 for his last 25. Mel Hughes got ahead in the count 2-0. Then, at 2-1, came a defining moment. Swung, drive to left, fairly well back, and it is just over the wall. Mel Hughes, a grand slam, right over the Raleigh Fingers jersey. Holy Toledo! The A's are up 8-3. Adam Melhuse went the other way. When it left the bat, I thought it had a chance to be a deep sacrifice fly. But in the afternoon here at the Coliseum, it cleared the wall. His 4th home run of the year. 9 RBIs for the season.
And his first career grand slam.
And the A's 3rd this year. And there was more. John Graybo came on to pitch for Wells. And although he got a nice play from Jason Bay to retire Scudero, he walked the next 2 batters, Burns and McLemore. And so the batting order had turned over. Kotsay, who opened the inning with a single, had his second at bat of the frame. Here's Kotsay, lefty-lefty matchup. Line drive to right field. It's a base hit. Burns sprints around third. Mateo up throwing. And it's not nearly in time. Burns scores. Down at second, McLemore. 9-3 Athletics. 4 for 4 for Kotsay this afternoon. And the rest of the afternoon was the story of A's offense, and Mulder and then Messier putting down the Pirates inning after inning, 1, 2, 3. Hatterberg opened the A's half of the 6th inning. He hit one that looked like it would be a home run, high above the pole in right field, but it just curved foul, and so he was backed up there again with a 3-2 pitch. There's one that's driven to right center. That's got some charge in it, and that's a home run for Scott Hatterberg. If at first you don't succeed, go from the foul line to the alley, you get it. Hatterberg makes the tour, hitting his 8th home run of the year. A full count delivery by Graybo. And the A's have just annihilated the pitching staffs of the Central Division, Cincinnati Reds, and the Pittsburgh Pirates. A little more left for Graybo in the inning. Durazo checked in with his 3rd hit, a single. He was forced at second by Crosby. Milhughes walked, and when Scudero grounded out to first base, the runners advanced to second and third, even though for a moment I thought it was out number 3. Good thing it wasn't, because it gave Eric Burns an opportunity. Line drive to center. Base hit for Burns. 2 more runs will score. 12-3 Athletics. And the beat goes on. A 2-strike pitch. Burns just took it solidly straight to center field. He has 3 RBIs today, and now 22 for the year. Well, are you tired yet? We got more. 1 out, 7th inning. Mike Johnston on the mound. Jermaine Dye at the plate.
Dye at the plate, swings and sends a deep drive into right field. Going back, Mateo. Mateo's at the track, leaping at the wall, and it's off the out-of-town scoreboard. Karam's back toward the infield, and Dye is cruising around second into third with a stand-up triple. And that's his 3rd hit today. 2nd triple of the season. So Dye triples into straightaway right field off the out-of-town scoreboard.
Well, Hatterberg had done his share today, driven in 3 runs, 2 hits, including a home run. So give Eric Karras an at-bat here against the left-hander.
Now the 2-2 pitch is a one-hopper through into left for a base hit. So Dye can walk home. Karras comes off the bench and joins the party. Solid single to left. And the A's are up by 10, 13-3.
And I'm sure manager Lloyd McClendon of the Pirates was saying, enough already. And that's what we're saying, too, for the highlight.